Hi everybody, it's Sinn coming to you. Hi everybody, it's Sinn coming to you from Bern, Indiana. Today I want to take just a little bit of time to talk to you about self-care. Amy Lee McCree, a motivational speaker and author, once said, "When we self-regulate well, we are better able to control the trajectory of our emotional lives and resulting actions based on our values and sense of purpose." It has been said that the last people that human services professionals and social workers tend to take care of is themselves. However, self-care is vital to success in this future career of ours. So today I want to take the time to discuss what it is and why self-care is so important. As everyone does when they're trying out something new, we tend to ask questions about it. So today I want to focus on 3 questions with you. Why is it helpful? Results of not doing it, as well as how to be a well-rounded individual who successfully practices self-care. So, to dive on in, let's discuss the why of how self-care is helpful. Self-care is taught to human services, taught to social work professionals from the very first time that we step through a college door. Whether that's in a human services class, a social work class, we're all taught it. However, it's often thrown to the wayside amidst all of life's busyness once we start our jobs, whether that's the job itself, or that's the family commitments, the being a mother, being a father, etc., everything that comes with being an adult. Self-care is basically just time to meditate, it's time to reflect, it's a time for you to focus on yourself. It's also focusing on your needs versus your wants. Just because you want something doesn't mean that you necessarily need it to be okay, whereas you have needs that you have to satisfy in order to be a well-rounded person who's able to help other people. Self-care is also a synonym for antidote. It's an antidote to burning out. We've also learned about burning out from the first time that we step through the door of a human services or a social work class. And then also we have to add self-care brings balance. I've already talked about the balance, being a reliable, well-rounded person who's balanced enough to help other people. Next, we have to weigh the pros and cons of introducing this new element. We just discussed the pros, and then there's also some cons of not introducing this element. That would be compassion fatigue and burnout. As I said, we've heard it before. We're going to keep hearing it. Compassion fatigue is essentially whenever we become too overwhelmed with the emotions of helping people that we aren't successful at helping people in the future. And then there's this one. This is what I personally think is one of the worst. This second point is one of the ones that I consider to be the worst point of not allowing yourself proper self-care. And that's so many people in our future career field completely abandon social work, completely abandon the helping service because they become so overwhelmed and they're not sure where to turn. Instead, they walk out the door. And then there's the fact that you can become sick. People become emotionally sick, people become physically sick. The 2 most common that I found during my research is chronic anxiety and chronic stress. Johnson in 2014 discussed a little bit on this. You allow this stress to enter your life and you're not allowing yourself to have any stress relief. And because of that, it keeps building until there's nowhere else to put it and you implode or you walk out the door, as I talked about, you leave. You can also get the fatigue, the compassion fatigue, or just burn out completely. And now, final question was, how can we implement this into our lives? Very basic, build a plan. There's a few ways you can build a plan, whether that's writing it down, whether that's putting it in your phone, however you best remind yourself to do things. You want to remind yourself, take a break. Doesn't mean you need to quit your job, doesn't mean you need to take a month off, a day, an evening. Take time, set to yourself, meditate, reflect, figure out what you need, and focus on that. You also need to learn to say no. This is my worst self-care. I can't say no. I'm bad at it, but I'm working on it. And that's something we all need to work on, is saying no. Saying no to clients, saying no to our friends, saying no to too much responsibility, saying no to things that stress us out. The list can go on and on. You have to learn where your want versus your needs is. Do you want to go out with friends, or do you need to spend some time by yourself? And then we also want to talk about our support system. Support systems are very important. For myself, I've surrounded myself by family and friends that support me. And I want to make sure that we are supporting ourselves in the future career because whenever we become burned out, sometimes we just need to talk to somebody, and that's what the support system is for. To conclude, self-care is indeed vital to success in this future career, and I hope you have a better understanding of not only why, but also how to add this to your life. Self-care is something that can be done to better ourselves at completing our job in the human services or social work world, but it also better prepares ourselves for the dangers of sacrificing ourselves for others. And my last thought for today is that I hope that everyone is able to gain insight and that everyone leaves feeling more educated on this subject as I did, because while I was doing my research, I learned a lot more about why self-care is so important in this future career. Thank you.